I have the honor today to introduce our next guest. He is a local, he is a Venice resident, activist, community organizer, and best-selling author of multiple books on meditation. I'm so happy that he's here with us tonight. Ben Decker.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Venice. I live in Venice, and as she was saying, I had a spiritual center in Venice, Full Circle, and I recognize a few of you from there, so thank you for being here tonight. I love Bernie Sanders. When I met Bernie in 2016, I was really, really impressed with what he was offering. He was a totally new name, a new face to me, and I got as involved with that campaign as I possibly could. A lot of people think it's really interesting that a meditation teacher is involved in politics. And yes, you're right, I would rather be meditating at the top of a mountain somewhere. The reality is, those of us who are compassionate, those of us who are calm, those of us who are logical and rational and communicative need to be involved in politics, because too many people who are not those ways are running the show right now. What I love about Venice is that there is this, not only are we on sacred Tongva land, so I appreciate that acknowledgement, but I also love the history of why we're called Venice. Venice, Italy was where the Renaissance took place, a cultural Renaissance, an important international Renaissance. And it was named after Venus, the morning star, the goddess of love, the starlight, star bright, first star that we see every night. And so Venice, California, I believe that we inherit that psychological consciousness here. I think that's why we have the artists, and that's why we have the poets. POTUS. We're going to get a new POTUS. That's why we have the artists, and that's why we have the poets, and that's why we have the musicians and the murals here, because this is a new expression of that Venus consciousness. There is something new that we can do here. We are, I believe, just as Venice, Italy was a hub for the beginning of the international Renaissance, the cultural Renaissance, I believe that we have the possibility to be the morning star, that first light, that dawn of the political Renaissance so necessary today. And what I love so much about us coming together here is that tonight is actually about activism. Some of us have been activists for years, and some of us are new activists. But this is a room of activists. You're in this room because you were drawn to activism. You were drawn to the possibility of creating something new. And so each of us here tonight, we're going to hear more about the different ways that we can contribute, but this is the Renaissance. Bernie Sanders is part of the Renaissance. He's not the only component. That's the whole idea of not me, us. That means you and I have to do it. No one president can do it. He is leading the way. He's leading the charge for the revolution, but we have to do it. So thank you all for being here tonight, and I hope that you'll volunteer later on.
Thank you, Ben.